Friday, August 23rd, 2024, and this is Crystal Cascade on the Tuckerman Ravine Trail, 0.3 miles from the parking lot. Today we are not going up to Summit, but we are, let me see if I can get it to show. We're going to do that blue loop. So basically we're going to go up to Hermit Lake over here. Oops, over here. But we're going to get, and then do Boott Spur Link, which is the main thing we're doing today. We're going to get some of these little trails in this area that we haven't done. Come back down Boott Spur, and then go out and do this loop right here, and probably call it a day. I think it should be about 10 miles. We are 1.7 miles up Tuckerman Ravine Trail, and now we're going to follow the Huntington Ravine Fire Road, 0.4 over to Huntington Ravine Trail. All right, and this is also the way that would take you to the winter Lion's Head. As you can see, it's less used, at least in the summer. But it's definitely was a fire road. Looks a little muddy. We are at a little spur that goes out to Harvard Cabin. There's a picture of all the different climbing routes and gullies and things. In the winter, there's a brand new privy over here, and there's a bunch of boards. I don't know if they're going to build something else, but this is the cabin right here. Never been out to it. It has a solar panel on it.
Wi-Fi and everything?
I don't know. Looks like it has propane. It's filled with wood. Or are those to burn? I don't even know. There's a huge box that's locked. Yeah, that's fuel. The cabin is locked. We've got cut wood. These things are like compressed sawdust or something to burn. In memory of Ned Green. And James Jimmy Watts. It's locked. I don't know what this thing is. It has a flip top on it. Maybe that was the old privy or something. I have no idea. All right. Got a rescue sled, shovel. I don't know what's around back. An old stove right here. And the edge of it. Well, that gets you up into the loft or something. I don't know. Okay, Harvard Cabin. I've heard of it. I've never seen it. So there you have it. And that kiosk right out of the trail has like where they post avalanche information in the winter. Okay. This is right near the intersection with Huntington Ravine Trail, yeah? We're very close to it. I think so.
Very close.
Okay. This is the part of the fire road that is to the north side of Huntington Ravine Trail. It's considerably more overgrown than the other side, and also less used, because why would you need to come out here? The other side had access to Harvard Cabin on one end and the winter route for Lion's Head on the other side. So obviously that gets a lot more use. Wow, this is surprisingly open right here. Okay. It's been lovely. Beautiful clear blue skies today. We should be getting some views up on Boott Spur, so I don't mind that we're not like hitting a summit. We're gonna be over 4,600 feet. And it's gonna be kind of windy on Washington today and cool, so I'll take the lower elevations. It's okay. Look at how pretty it is. We're getting some views now of the head wall. Pretty nice. This is not zoomed in at all. It looks really super close, and it is really close. Right, the bottom of the head wall is only a couple tenths from here, probably. Yep. So I think we're gonna pop back into the trees here. Then we'll be junctioning up with Huntington Ravine Trail.
Sharp turn, 300 feet.
A sharp turn to the left, yeah?
What?
To the left?
Yeah.
So we're gonna turn to the left and bump into the trail, and there is Pinnacle Gully. I didn't zoom in, but it's right in front of me. That's the one with the waterfall going down it. And Huntington Ravine Trail kind of climbs to the immediate right of that. Okay. We just came down Huntington Ravine Trail and are junctioning now with Raymond Path. So last time we were up here, last month, we came up Raymond Path to this point and then ascended Huntington Ravine. Now we're gonna finish Raymond Path. It's 0.6 over to Tuckerman Ravine Trail. This is gonna pop out on the Fire Road right near the Lion's Head winter route. So we walked right by this, the other end of this, when we were on the Fire Road this morning. Sounds like there's a water crossing right here. It's kind of steep going down. I'm gonna put this away and use both hands here. All right, so this is the water crossing. It crosses right at the top of that 15-foot drop, but it looks like it should be pretty easy right now because it's not like spring melting or anything like that. Got some little cascades. I'm gonna water up here before we continue on. There it is. Okay. Nice big dragonfly right behind you. There we go. Just a little bit past that water crossing, and I had looked on my Far Out app, and it talked about another water crossing coming up. That is the bottom of this humongous waterfall right here, which is the Rayman Cataract. Look at it. It's huge. They say you can see it from Wildcat Ski area parking lot, and we were only there in the winter. I've never noticed it. But wow, it's not on the trail. Maybe someday I'll try to bushwhack out to it. Look at that thing. It's enormous. This is the edge of the, let me zoom back out a little bit. Oops, this way. Let's see how big it is. Wow, very cool. Well, we saw the Rayman Cataract and we thought, why don't we bushwhack to it? So we did. And really, it was not bad at all. We went in on the Lion's Head winter route just a little bit and then cut over into very open woods and picked up a herd path that ran right along the side of it. It ran along that side of it. And then we popped out, got a nice view up from a little bit further down, and then we were able to cross and climb out on this side. And I think there's a little bit of a herd path right here, so I'm gonna see if I can just get up right to there and see what it looks like, and then we'll call it good. But wow, Very cool. Okay, this is so big, I can't capture the whole thing in the GoPro. Wow, that's awesome. I guess we probably should have stayed on that side, but this is quite a view right here. Whew. All right, we're calling it good. We're gonna go back to our regularly planned hike. We are walking around the Hermit Lkaes shelters area. So there's a loop and a spur. The spur goes to the left once you start on the loop, and it has tent platforms. And then there are 3 shelters. Actually, there's going to be 5. But this is the 3rd shelter, and it is the nicest one because it has a view right out to the little pond and looking up towards Boott Spur, I think that is. So definitely the nicer one so far. And I think the 5th one is, there's also a bear box right at this one, and I don't know what that is. It looks like a privy, but it looks like it's locked. Maybe not. I don't know. Shouldn't be locked. Although there are other privies around here. Who knows? I'm not going to investigate right now, but in any case, that is the nicest one of the shelters. It's also the only one that's occupied right now, I think. Shelter 5 is right next to the Tuckerman Ravine Trail, like really close to it. Maybe not the best one to be at. And whew. Okay, there's another one right here. Does the trail go to it or back behind it? I think it goes this way.
The trail goes behind it, but
Does it?
if you go in front of it, you can get to the trail. You'll get to the.
Oh, let me see. What is this one looking at?
Oh wait, no, it goes that way.
Okay.
What?
It goes that way? Okay. It's not very well beaten.
Shelter.
Huh?
I thought we were on the last shelter.
No, there's one more. Okay, so that was shelter number 4. It's also in use. Oh, they have a bear box too. Maybe there was a bear box behind each of them and I just didn't see them because of the way we approached. It would make sense. All right. Pretty windy down here. Must be crazy up on the summit right now.
Yeah.
We are at the Boott Spur Link. Sign for it. There's no sign when you start it, so it's very confusing. There is the Hermit Lkaes shelter, the cabin is right behind. I don't know if you can see it. I can see it through the trees. It's right there. Then there's a bridge right here that has some yellow reflector things on the end of it, and there's a sign that says Tuckerman Ravine Trail, and it doesn't show which direction it goes, so it actually kind of looks like Tux goes this way, which it doesn't. And then on the sign there's an arrow that says the John Sherburne Ski Trail is this way and Pinkham Notch is this way. It doesn't say this is Boott Link Spur or this is the way to Boott Link. It doesn't say anything. It's just, so you have to be looking at your GPS or your map and try to figure out where the heck you are. But once you get here, this is actually the John Sherburne Ski Trail. It goes up into the woods and then comes down this way. There's a sign right there. So here we go. It's about a half a mile, huh?
800 feet and half a mile.
800 feet again and a half a mile. We're gonna break out of the trees and be scrambling up, you know, a boulder field basically, I think. So let's go break a sweat. We initially lost some elevation on the Boott Link Spur, which I wasn't very happy about, but now we have commenced climbing. So we're going up these, I don't even know, boulders. It's not too bad though. Everything is relatively dry and we're heading up instead of down. And it's mostly like climbing steps, mostly. And it's just gonna keep going until we pop out of the trees and it'll continue. We are entering the Alpine Zone. There's the first cairn, and the sign for the Alpine Zone is right there. And I'm a little disappointed because now things are kind of cloudy in the distance, or smoky, whatever. It's not clear like it was this morning, but that's okay. And then this is looking back. Hermit Lake shelter is right there. And then Huntington, or Tuckerman Ravine Trail is right, goes up in here, and there's a big waterfall down there, and then there's another waterfall right up there. The summit is just about clear now. It was just in the cloud, but it keeps blowing in and out. In here is Huntington Ravine. Lion Head comes down this ridge right here, and the Nelson Crag Trail goes over there. I'm afraid my hat's gonna blow off. This is the Carter Range, and then the Wildcats are just sticking up right here. Hey, it's fun. I'm kind of glad we're not summiting today.
I think
It's kind of, yeah, not the best conditions today. Okay. We made it up Boott Spur Link, so now we're on Boott Spur. The summit was literally clear 15 seconds ago. So those clouds are really fast. Woo! The wind. It's practically knocking me over. I'd say, oh, I can see cars on the auto road right over here, glinting in the sun. That's funny. When the wind blows, it's like between 20 and 35 miles an hour, I would say. Because 35 is enough to knock me over. Is this a good spot for lunch right there? Okay. Alright. Oh, that is a stiff breeze. Yeah, this is better. Okay, looking across at Warriors and Wildcats. We are descending Boott Spur. It's 360-degree views, so that's looking at Washington right in the middle. And over here to Tuckerman Ravine. And up close, which I have two poles, hang on. Tux is in here, Huntington Ravine is in here. We're going to continue to descend. It's quite a nice trail up here. And then over on this side is the Gulf of Slides. Over here, this is Slide Peak. And the Boulder Trail goes down in that area. Yep. We're going to cross at Wildcat D with the ski slopes on it. Carter Dome, over to South, Middle, and North Carter. Great. Keep moving. We just saw 4 people come down Boott Spur. They're right in front of us, actually. We were having lunch. So, there's some people out. We are done with Boott Spur, and we connected up with Tuckerman Ravine. We're right at the very bottom, and now we are on Old Jackson Road. We're going to take it for 3/10 maybe more. This is the Appalachian Trail, but we're heading up just a little bit, and we're going to take a right and go out and do George's Gorge. Say that 3 times fast. George's Gorge Trail, which has apparently no view on it. There's a couple other trails that loop off of it. We're going to get those on a different day. But I think at least one of those has a view. But this has, of note, a giant boulder. So it better be pretty big, because that's a pretty big boulder right there.
Right.
I mean,
That's a boulder.
I don't know.
Large boulder.
To merit a note in the app that says giant boulder, It better be very impressive.
Glacial erratic, I'm talking.
Yes. No, big, like big. So anyway, we're just doing that. Should be adding less than 2 miles. I don't even know. I thought it was 2 miles, but it seems like it's going to be less. No, maybe not. It's going to be around 2 miles. All right. Easy peasy. We just came across this bridge on Old Jackson Road, and now we're junctioning onto Crew Cut Trail, which we're taking for 2/10 until we get to George's Gorge Trail. If you continue on Crew Cut, you will end up down at the Wildcat Ski Area someplace across the street from it. There's also, there's a couple other trails. There's Crew Cut, George's Gorge, and Lila's, something. I don't know. We haven't done those other ones yet, so this is new for us. We are on George's Gorge Trail, and it is in fact following a gorge. It was quite a lot of climb for what it was. We're not done with it yet, but I think this is the end of the water. So we walked with the water on our left quite steeply up a gorge, and then the trail ran together with the water briefly right down there. We walked right up the trail, and then we're gonna split off right here, and so we have this nice little cascade. It's pretty. It's a pretty good size too. So we have not yet reached the giant boulder, but I did see a picture of it on my Far Out app, and it does appear to be a giant boulder, and it claims there's a view up towards Washington from there also, so we'll see if that's true. Might be grown in by now. I find that a lot of the information on that app is kind of outdated, but it's still quite useful, especially telling you where water sources are. And it has crowdsourced comments, so even if the information is out of date, the comments might be new and relevant, especially on well-used trails like the Appalachian Trail. Okay. Still climbing. Okay, so we are walking along the side of I would call it a cliff band. It's quite large, but on my map it shows that the giant boulder is right around the corner here. So, I mean, to me, this is not a boulder because I don't think it's gonna roll anywhere. Like, it doesn't look like a free piece of rock like Glen Boulder does, you know? So let's see if there's truly a large boulder. I mean, is this a large boulder? Let me come down a little. We're losing elevation. I mean,
that doesn't make it a boulder though.
No,
it's a boulder.
Maybe that's a boulder in the woods. I don't know. In any case, there's supposed to be a view. Let's see. Looks like we're almost to that also.
Maybe the boulder rolled.
Yeah, right. Okay, so there's a view. Right there. It's kind of hazy now. Okay. Wow, it looks almost like it's raining up there. Okay. Kind of an obscure... That was the boulder. That's weird. Not how I would describe it. I'll have to look at what the book says. That's how it was described in my Far Out app. All right, so we are going to be junctioning back up with Old Jackson Road in about 1/10 of a mile, I think. And then heading back down to the car, which is quick and easy. So it should be, I don't know, I had mapped it as 10 miles before we did that little bushwhack out to Rayman Cataract. And which was totally worth it. So I should end up with a little bit more than 10 in theory, but I'm only at 8 1/4 right now. So I don't know where I went wrong. I have no idea. I lost a mile somewhere, I think, or a half mile. All right. Well, it was a fun day.
We did some extra.
I think we did some. I know we did extra, so it should be over 10 miles. I don't know what happened. No idea. Maybe I mapped. Maybe it's not 10. Maybe it's 9. I can't remember. Oh well. Senior moment. But it was a nice day. Great day to get out and not hit the summit, I think. We talked to a couple people on their way down. It was clear when they were up there, but it was super windy and cold, so which is okay if you're ready for it. But I think a lot of people aren't ready for it yet because it's been so hot.